How fast can a COVID-19 vaccine be made? When a new pathogen emerges, then our body and healthcare system is left vulnerable. In such times there is a need for urgent vaccines. It is to have widespread immunity. This will lead to minimal loss of life. The question is how quickly we can develop a vaccine. Generation of vaccines is generally taken place in 3 phases. The 3 phases are research, testing and manufacturing. The first phase deals with experimenting with different approaches. This is to find safe and replicable vaccine designs. Once these are approved in the lab, then they enter the phase of clinical testing. Here, vaccines are evaluated for safety, efficacy and side effects. This is done across a variety of populations. Finally, after crossing all these levels, there is manufacturing. In this process, vaccines are manufactured and distributed for public use. Now, on regular terms, this process takes an average of 15 to 20 years. What to do during a pandemic scenario? How to get vaccines instantly? During the pandemic case, scientists and researchers found numerous strategies. Strategies to cross each level as quickly as possible. Here, exploratory research can be said as more flexible. The ultimate goal of this stage is to find a safer way. The safer way to introduce our immune system to the microorganisms like virus and bacteria. This will provide information to our body to create antibodies. These antibodies will be able to fight the real infections. There are numerous ways to trigger down this kind of immune response. In general, this effective design is being produced slowly. The traditional attenuated vaccines will create long-lasting resilience. The important part is that they will rely on the weakened viral strains. It must be cultivated in non-human tissue over long periods. The inactivated vaccines take a much faster approach, as it will directly throw heat, acid or radiation which will weaken the pathogen. The best way to get the solution is that many labs are working on different modules simultaneously. This helped in producing Zika vaccine in just 7 months. The first COVID-19 vaccine was produced in just 42 days. Now, if the vaccines are tested, then it does not mean it will be successful. The fact is, the models which sound safe and replicable can be moved into clinical testing. Meanwhile, other labs can continue exploring new alternatives. Now, whether a testable vaccine is being produced in 5 months or 5 years, the development stage is longest and unpredictable. Clinical testing consists of 3 phases and each stage has multiple trials. Phase 1 trials focus on the intensity of the triggered immune response. It will also try to establish that the vaccine is safe and effective. Phase 2 trials, it focuses on determining the delivery schedule and the right dosage. This will be checked in regards to the wider population. Phase 3 trials are all about determining safety. This will be checked across the vaccine's primary use population. At this stage, side effects and negative reactions will also be checked. Considering the number of variable and long-term safety, it is difficult to speed up clinical testing. When the circumstances are extreme, then researchers run multiple trials. This will be done within 1 phase at the same time. Apart from all this, it needs to meet strict safety criteria before moving on. After a successful Phase 3 trial, a national regulatory authority will review the results and approve safe vaccines for manufacturing. To start production as soon as possible, manufacturing plans must be designed in parallel to research and testing. This needs strong coordination between lab and manufacturers.